Hello, hello, hello. So, short one today. Let's talk about this. Says writing equations to represent relationships represented in tables. What does all that mean? That's a great question. Basically, what we were doing before is I was giving you, well, we did two things we did in the last lesson, right? We had where you would get the input, right? Or the independent variable, call that the IV. And then we would give you the rule and you could figure out what the dependent variable was or the output. Okay. Well, today it's just a little bit different. Today we are getting, or we also would getting the output and the rule, had to figure out what the input was. Now we're just figuring out what the rule is. Okay. So let's look at this. So we have the input and we have the output. We have a 1 for the input. The output is an 8. Okay. So there's two possibilities of what this could be, right? It could be the input, let's call that X, times 8 equals the output. Okay. Or it could be the input plus 7 equals the output. We don't know which one of these is true. So we need to look at example 2. Okay. Example 2, or look at another piece of input, I mean. So the second piece of input says 2, and the next output is 16. Okay. So in that case, we can go, okay, well, that is 2 times 8 equals 16. So that is correct. So we now know that our rule is 8 times 1. Okay. Then 8 times 2, 8 times 3. So our rule is 8 times X or 8X. I didn't need to put the parentheses there, but it's fine. Okay. So that's the basic of what this is going to be. Okay. Now to find this one is pretty easy one to find, right? But basically you're going to set this up like an equation. Okay. So let's just start with this 2 here. And let's say we don't know, we don't know what the rule is, right? So we're going to say, oh, well, again, it's kind of just what I did before. You're going to find out what can I do to this number to get this number. Okay, I can add 7 to it, or I can multiply it by 8. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Let me set up another one for you to practice. So here you have one that's a little bit trickier, okay? Because I can go, okay, well, 1 times 6 equals 6, so I could do that. But 2 times 6 doesn't equal 8. Okay, so that doesn't work. What about 1 plus 5 equals 6? Okay, great. But 2 plus 5 doesn't equal 8 either. So this gets a little trickier. So what am I going to do? Well, you're going to have to do more than one operation is what you're going to have to do. So the first thing you're going to notice is that each one of these numbers, 6, 8, 10, it increases by 2. So I know that somewhere in this rule, there's going to be a plus 2, okay? Because I can see how they go up by 2 each time, okay? So that's great. So now, how do I get that? Okay, so if there's gonna, well, since they're going up by 2, sorry, that actually doesn't mean I made the mistake there. It doesn't mean, it just means they're gonna be multiplied by 2, right? Because that increase in 2 means that something had to be multiplied by 2. But so okay, so that's fine. So 1 times 2 is equal to 2. And then how do I get to 6? I have to add 4 to that. So let's see if that works for all of them. So let's say if that's 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 4 equals 8. Okay, what about 3 times 2? 3 times 2 is 6, plus 4 equals 10. Okay, I think we have something here. So our rule is going to be 2 times x plus 4. Okay, so it's a little complicated. So you're going to have to mess around with these a little bit. We will definitely get some practice in class. I'm going to leave you guys there. We're not going to have any problems to do for homework. I want you to kind of absorb these. If you have your book, maybe look at some of the problems on page 405, 406. I'm looking here. Yeah, 8 and 9, things like that. Check those out. Otherwise, we'll have questions when we get into class. I will see you then. Have a great day.